Hey, you need to take more breaks. You may not believe it, but it's true. People who take little breaks throughout the day can be far more productive than people who are just grinding all the time. Back when I was in my early 20s, I was running my business. I had a couple of experiences that I had to work. And when I mean work, I got up early in the morning. I think I started work about 6:30 that morning. I worked all day. And the only time I stopped working was someone brought me food to my desk and I'm eating while I'm working. And then I would get up, use the bathroom. That's basically it. And I worked from about 6:30 in the morning all day, all night, clear until the next day again. And then one of the times that I worked that 24 hours straight, I had a meeting at 7 a.m. the next day, took off, went to that meeting, got done, came back. It was exhausting. Second time, I just worked from about 6 a.m. till roughly 8 a.m. the next day. That was so difficult. And it's not something that I recommend anybody do. But what I discovered was by the end of that 24 hours, I was still what I thought really productive and really efficient and doing things great. All I was doing was just burning on adrenaline, and I was pushing myself so hard that my body was completely wiped out. I had to stop, take a break both times the next morning, and I had to sleep for a few hours just to keep functioning, but I wasn't functioning well. I'm not alone in this. It happens to people all the time. At the one at the meeting, I knew as I'm sitting there, I was like, oh man, I'm feeling emotional right now. There's no reason to be emotional, but my body was so physically worn out that it simply needed to stop, to slow down, to breathe, and I wasn't giving it that chance. So it started to act out in emotional ways. Now, there was a study that was done back in the late 1800s, where they were loading pig iron. And you can go look that up. It's all over the internet. But they were getting people to load, I think it was 18 tons of iron a day, where they were hauling it, picking up, moving it, all manual labor. And this one guy comes in and he's like, I think I can get people to be far more efficient if they're going to take breaks. So he literally had one person, and I think he called him Schmidt, and that wasn't his name, but the person that was loading the pig iron, they called him Schmidt. And then they had a boss standing right over him, and he'd be like, okay, pick one up. All right, move it. Now rest. And they would tell him exactly when to work, when to pick up, when to stop, what to do. And that person was able, without overexerting themselves and with taking far more breaks than the normal employees, to load basically 3 times as much pig iron in a day and to haul that. So we're talking like it was almost 50 tons of iron. Go look it up, validate. I'm not getting my numbers mixed up. Maybe I got them a little jumbled, but basically somebody who's taking breaks throughout the day was able to be 3 times more productive. Now, I'm currently co-authoring a new book, and in the book, we have a whole chapter dedicated to this concept of how much you should work, when you should work, scheduling, how all those pieces should fit together for a successful life. And I had we were having some people pre-read the book to give us feedback, and one is a new entrepreneur, and they said, I'm a mom, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know how I can do what you're saying. I have too much to do. And I said, you're right, you do. And I bet you're exhausted. I am exhausted. I bet you're worn out. You're right, I am worn out. And I bet you just feel overwhelmed by everything. You're right, I do feel overwhelmed. You're proving my point. You're trying to do so much that your body's so worn out, so exhausted, that things that should only take a few minutes are now taking this person 2-3 times as long because they're worn out. If they were to just slow down, recharge a little bit, they'd have enough energy, they could bust through things instead of making it drag out forever. They'd be far more efficient, they'd feel better, they'd show up everywhere better, they'd have a better attitude because their body's feeling better, everything works better. I would challenge you, try it for 1 week. Give yourself little breaks. Pick times when you're going to work, pick times where you're not going to work, and pick a few moments. It doesn't have to be all day, but pick a few moments just to reward yourself. Give yourself something fun, something you look forward to, or maybe it's just relax for a little bit and see the difference in your life, your relationships, and your business.